do it right away. If they don't do it, you take high ground at that point. You only send Mikey down to contest. You have immortality. You have an Anna. You have so much healing for him. And then they don't have a lot of damage output compared to the frontline Reaper that they would be able to have if they were playing Black Ice. So when you scout this composition, the first thing you want to do is you want to make a plan of how you want to engage against them, and it won't take too long because they're not playing a proper comp. They're playing McCree and Hanzo, and McCree's honestly really bad right now. He's not good. Every other hero that could replace McCree should replace McCree. Which is funny because everyone was worried about the exact opposite happening. But yeah. Am I rambling and I should just press play?
I forgot to start recording the VOD review. Could you repeat the part about Hanzo real fast?
About Hanzo?
Yeah, about something about the off angle, just real fast.
About how Hanzo is better than Reaper, in my opinion.
No. About in this comp, how you send him on an off angle.
Yeah, so basically when you have Hanzo and you're not playing against Black Ice, this changes when you're playing against a Reaper, because Reaper you have to change your entire playstyle around to actually beat. But in this situation, when you scout the fact that they don't have Reaper Mei, then your goal is to send Hanzo on an off angle so that he gets more spam damage in, because he's not going for shield break anymore. Shield break isn't going to be your goal if not playing against a brawly comps. Pull hook is. Pull hook is. Maywall is. Outright getting a pick by the Hanzo is going to be, and you're not going to get value from your Hanzo anymore if you're spamming a shield. So you just send Hanzo on an off angle. Flanking is really powerful in this game, even inside the scrim environment. Like, having someone from a different angle puts more threat out. Hanzo has a one-shot potential, and it's really... People get salty about how much Hanzo has a one-shot potential because it's really powerful. So you just... If he's on the far left by himself, and you are sitting here trying to... You have so much pressure down main that they can't do anything about him, then they have no choice but to continue contesting you while he gets free value.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's what I wanted to say on that part. I'm gonna go ahead and press play, and we'll watch how it plays out, and I'll comment off based on that. So that's unlucky. There's not much you could have done against that. It wasn't a pull hook. You guys pushed forward a little bit. Pulls got traded. No one got value, and then their hog got a flank off, got value. Simple as that.
I tried to go for the pull on him since he was playing that flank, but we were...
Right. So this is a mistake, Phoenix.
Okay.
You've lost 2. You back up. You dropping has made it so you have to commit to point now, but there's definitely no reason you wanted to do this. Because you just kind of want to back up here. You can give them free percentage. It's better than taking a lost fight. Okay. So you want to take fights as fast as possible at the moment you're losing inside the King of the Hill map. So if you aren't going for ult charge, then there's no reason to fight this. So, yeah. I think I was actually here to hear that. Yeah, I was here for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a complete and total neutral fight. You guys are currently breaking LOS with wall, and so you're gonna have a free engagement. That's fine. That's good. Hog's pushed up really far. If you wanted to, you guys could get a pull hook on him, but he's not. You're not there yet. So the thing you have to do is wait. No one has ultimates. This is technically still neutral. There's not too much to worry about just yet. You guys are you're rotating far left as your engagement plan. That's okay. They're meeting you. That's unlucky. Definitely something that you want practice, Phoenix.
I got
Is
fingered my right click.
yeah, understandable.
Yeah, I
So
way later than that. I was just an accident.
they got their pull off. Right here, Six. You can block this. It doesn't look like they're gonna capitalize on it, and Mikey's gonna drop. But this is inside a situation where you're trying to engage. The first thing you're gonna want to do, especially since you just lost your shield, is going to be to wall this pull hook. That's going to be your primary job to actually make it so you guys can win this here.
I did wall it. I shouldn't have broken it. I broke it right away.
Okay.
It up.
I think I just completely didn't think about that and completely skipped the wall. Yeah. Okay.
I should have left it up.
Right. You guys won that engagement based on better composition. Should be able to steamroll the entire point. McCree is hopefully getting called out. McCree didn't get called out. Okay, he got called out by that point. If he did get called out, Six, you weren't listening. This is a good angle for your hit scan. I don't know if they're here. They're not. So that's just something you can point out. So right here, you guys are gonna win point based on better composition. They're not gonna be able to do too much against you. You're just gonna beat them. They're currently using Whole Hog and Nano. They're committing a lot of ults.
Wait, can we go back? How do we lose our Ana? Like in the res too?
I'm so sorry. What was that?
How did we lose our Ana? I didn't see it. Like maybe I could have done something to save our Ana. I don't know.
She's on the left side. No, that's their Ana. Orange is up there.
Top right.
Did she get hooked? Yeah.
Oh.
So you guys just got distracted with McCree. Your Ana was in a really forward position, which wasn't bad. I don't honestly. Is there like I can. So I'd honestly have preferred Ana to be there, where the purple is.
Mm-hmm.
So Ana can be here. Hanzo would be the one that would be in this position. Hanzo has a movement ability in case he gets hooked, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. He's just trying to get better spam in. He's here instead. That's fine. What should have happened though is the moment that McCree got called found, McCree should have been called out, and everyone should have been yelling McCree. So because that's when everyone needs to know McCree is there and immediately turn around and kill him. He shouldn't have survived for 5 seconds. He should have been dead immediately. There are 4 of you there. So that's definitely the best case situation. I think at this point in time, you guys were still struggling with actually communicating with each other, which is kind of still happening, but hopefully that'll get better as scrims go on. But it's definitely improving already, so I'm not going to focus too much on it. So Roadhog gets frozen. You guys almost cap point based on better composition. McCree took too long to die, and Ana ended up getting punished for a semi out of position location, and that's going to I think that's going to actually cost you guys to the fight. So now that they're committing ultimates, your best case situation is to honestly, you're down 3 already. They just rezzed Ana, so you're down 3. Compared to them, so you're well, yeah, down 2. But they're going to have advantage with ultimates, and unless you fully commit, you're going to commit your dragons. Window isn't going to get value on unless you're on an engagement tactic. or they're engaging into you. Inside the middle of a fight, window's not going to get as much value as you'd like. So I'd honestly save it for them contesting or you contesting, like on your primary engagements. Because the way you use window in this game is either the Batiste uses it for themselves, or you use it to while you're engaging or while they're engaging for pure shield break potential. And you make it so that they cannot engage, or you have a free engage. So you're gonna have Blizzard. You almost have all 6 ultimates. And if this fight went on for a little bit longer, then you guys would have been able to completely win. But they just are you committing, and you don't have anything to commit. Dragons is being used. It's possibly going to get Anna. Anna survived, and then that's going to be it. Batiste going to get staggered. Yeah, and then Hog jumps off. Yeah. So that was second fight. You guys know how King of the Hill fights work, right?
I remember the statistic a little bit. It's like, well, actually, that was for goats. Never mind. That's kind of outdated.
No, go for it, because it's
okay.
honestly kind of the same.
Okay, hang on. Let me dig into the back of my brain real fast. So it's like,
If you want, I can go down it.
it's something to do with if you lose first fight, you're gonna lose second fight because they have ults.
Right.
Third fight, you might win you'll win because you have ults. By that point, they're at like 60, 70. And then the next fight is neutral. And then the fight after that, they win because they have ults. Or something like that.
So 5th fight, that isn't confirmed or not. First 3 fights are almost always confirmed statistically. So first fight, if you lose that fight, then second fight you're not going to win it. You want to make it as fast as possible so that you get ult charge. In this case, this was a possible win, but it just didn't end up working out in your favor due to multiple situations happening. McCree didn't die fast enough, and it got picked. They ended up committing ults quicker. You just didn't have much of an opportunity to finish it off. So, on the bright side, this fight wasn't one that you guys should have expected to win anyway with ultimates. So the fact that they won with ultimates is a form of a plus. It just took way longer than you would want it to. So this third fight is technically where you should be engaging in and getting value. You have pull Blizzard. You have window for first engagement, and then you pull Blizzard. Nano whole hog. They only have dragons and Valkyrie. They're gonna get bongo. So your win condition should definitely be to engage at down bottom right again. Except this time you engage with window, and after you break shield, you should pull Blizzard and commit those ults. And if that doesn't get value, that's when you start to commit nano. But otherwise, you should be able to get dragons and bongo off of those ultimates. So that should win you the fight if you guys engage in that style. It looks like you're going top left. In that case, it's going to be really hard for you to engage with your window. You get a really good pick on Hog. That's huge. They're rezzing that. Mikey's still on his way back, so now you guys are going to have to go for a pull hook. Yeah. So, better composition wins. They don't have Mei, so this is a free pull hook. This is value that you can get all game. Honestly, I'm gonna be blunt with you, Sticks. So I'm gonna go back, and I'm going to I'll offer an alternative to how you approach to this. So you walled here. This is a nice big wall. I'll go back a little bit more so you can see how it goes. So you walled here, right? Yeah. This is your Mei wall. You ended up so McCree's dead. Fuck McCree. He's still dead. Hanzo's by himself on the right. If you wall the rest of their team off from Hanzo, wouldn't that be more valuable?
Yeah.
So then we're good. That's all I wanted to point out.
I shouldn't have committed Ice Block before I Blizzard, because then I end up dying when I activate Blizzard.
On. Yeah. You guys are getting value out of this, but no one's able to touch. It just took too long. So nothing too much to point out on that. I think that it's little things. It's communication again. If you guys improve on your communication and we get to a point where that's no longer an issue of like little things of everyone committing to the same target sort of thing, like it shows that it wasn't an issue at the time, because there would be 4 people on the same target, and the primary time that people died on the enemy team was either through an ultimate, your Hanzo, or pull hook. If there was a character out of position, like Roadhog or McCree, he didn't get punished very fast. And you guys only took 3 fights out of the entire map because of how long second fight was. So your goal would have been to clean up faster and work together with your team so that you can clean up faster. And then I'm gonna actually go back because there's something else I wanted to point out. I don't know. Okay, I'm a little bit too far behind. So this is your engagement, right? You're gonna go bottom right, and you are going to take this fight, and you're gonna get a good pull hook. I'd like you guys to immediately watch how your team splits the moment that you have advantage, and how everyone goes into does their own thing. So you're gonna get your pull hook in 3, 2. Big pull hook. Orisa survives by better composition, and then so your tanks go top. Your DPS will go, one of them goes on the flank, and then one of them goes on point, and then Phoenix is over here. Phoenix is chasing, and then we've got Mikey trying to take out the McCree. Hasn't communicated it yet. Orange is currently shooting at the hog. You have your Hanzo. I believe they're shooting at May. It looks like, or not May, Mercy. Shooting at Mercy. So target priority. Everyone's on someone else, and there's so much more value that you guys could be getting if you didn't split. So ideally, the situation that you'd have wanted to go for is you now are a 6-man group on point. You've got your nice little Orisa shield, and then you can put your Hanzo up here, getting a good off angle. You can take Hog over here, getting another off angle, just hooking down their Hog. You have all this room that you've taken for your team, and you just pull hook again. It's like what? It's an 8-second cooldown.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 8-second cooldown, confirmed kill. Much quicker than how it ended up going about when you guys split. And it was definitely obvious, at least to me, that target priority was off, because there's no way that Phoenix would be up here by himself, and everyone's following the target of Phoenix. You know?
Yeah. I looking at it now, chasing wasn't the best idea, but I knew that both supports were up there, and I was like, oh man, if we just really support.
Honestly, it would have been a fine idea if everyone committed to it.
Okay.
So it's not the best idea, of course. Like ideally, you would have wanted to take point, because point pressure is very powerful, especially because you need to stop them getting percentage. But in this situation, I'm more worried less about the mistake of going for the chase. I'm more worried about the mistake of the rest of your team not committing with you. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
So definitely having the communication to follow up on it, and following the communication. That's what I'm worried about at first, at least. And then we'll worry about turning every situation into an ideal situation as after we figured out the big things.
Cool.
Okay. Is there like more VOD after this?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
More different maps.
Okay. Okay, so this is Pharmacy Dive. I remember this.
Yeah.
So, something to point out is, although this is a great composition, and I personally love Pharmacy Dive, they're currently countering you, which is an immediate thing that your comp callers should be recognizing. Reaper counters Dive by himself. So does May. So does Orisa. Diva will eat the pharmacy spam. Moira counters pharmacy, in case you didn't know. Moira is the counter to pharmacy. And then Lucio is just Lucio, so he's just going to get value no matter what. So you can see why you're going to have an extremely hard time doing anything against this. So the situation of having pharmacy would have been fine, especially on this map, if you had a proper frontline yourselves. So ideal situation that I would have suggest on this: Orisa, Diva, and then you want to have a Batiste or a Batiste, and then you want to swap for a Mei or a Hanzo. You want a Hanzo, and then you put your Hanzo over here, you put your pharmacy over there, and you engage on them frontline, and you get big off angles, and you just get value. You force them to rotate into your point. If they engage into your frontline, then they're gonna kill you. Because that's how Reaper May works. If you don't have Reaper May yourself, they're just gonna trample your frontline. Good example of this is, I think it was the Dallas Fuel versus the San Francisco Shock. So on Ilios, San Francisco Shock was playing a pharmacy bunker, and they just played up top where they couldn't engage onto the front line, and got so much poke that they had barrage in 20 seconds. And by that point, the fight was already won because they got a free pick early on. So here, I'll run down with a bunch of information that isn't necessarily needed just yet, in case that you guys want to end up running this composition and I'm not around to explain it. So pharmacy with bunker, your goal isn't actually to beat them in an all-out battle or get your ultimates or anything like that. It's to force them to use their cooldowns. So Maywall, Wraith, Fade, Boosters, Amp. That's 5 easy, important cooldowns, all of which can be used recklessly, especially in a lower tier setting. So if you get Maywall out, then your team can have a free engagement. If they don't have either of their movement abilities, then what, or any of them for that matter, if they don't have any of their movement abilities, what are they going to do when you actually engage onto them? So you force them to use those abilities, and they're going to be fine. So I'm going to skip past compositions now because I'm just talking about something that's not going to have any effect on your actual gameplay here. But it's pretty safe to say that you guys are going to have a hard time engaging, especially since at the time you didn't know how to engage on with Pharmacy Dive. So let's see. I'm mostly going to be paying attention to the way that you guys engage with your ball. So here, you got their Reaper, and they don't have Maywall. And this is a free engagement. Mikey, you want a hard commit. That's the big mistake there. Mikey, you want a hard commit. Whoever your Sombra is wants to walk around that wall. You guys should both be going in. The only person staying on left side with Elephant should be your Ana. Because you got a pick already, and Phoenix is committing. So really fast barrage wasn't communicated. so I can tell you why it wasn't communicated right now. Here, is there a slow-mo?
Yeah, on the gear wheel, at the bottom right.
Playback speed. Here we go. I'll put it on half. So we're gonna watch as Styx goes into barrage position, and watch how Mikey responds. You see that late reaction?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
because
I didn't
it
say that I
wasn't
was gonna- yeah.
right. It's simple, easy to work on, easy to improve with. Definitely gonna be able to do it from now on. Hopefully, after I'm done helping you guys at the very least with trials, you guys will be able to communicate this stuff, because it's not exactly hard, in my opinion at least. So you should be able to. So, you guys are. This is an even fight. They're down their Reaper still. No, he got back, so they aren't down their Reaper. So I'll undo that. They're down Lucio. They're out of mech, and you are down Pharmacy, or your Pharah and your Ball. You have res. You want to help your Mercy get res off, and you need to keep Mikey up. Those are your goals, because otherwise their front line's just gonna wreck you. But honestly, because of compositions, it's going to be really hard to win with this right here.
Mhm.
Like, you have to get a res off on Pharah, and you have to be able to DM that against the Reaper while being frozen. So, what's going to happen? Mikey, a good sleep gets off. They gain capture points, so you're 70 to EMP. If you guys are gonna commit to this, then your goal is gonna be EMP. No, you're backing up. That's smart. You almost have both EMP and bomb. They have coalescence. They're gonna commit coalescence as that's their win condition. They're gonna commit coalescence and they're gonna use it almost entirely on your pharmacy. You can abuse that and then and hard commit onto that. If all of you commit onto that, then you'll be able to get value. But otherwise, your goal is get Mikey bomb. So get Mikey bomb is shift E directly into a tank. That's a win. That's your plan. They're coalescing your pharmacy. The Diva's on them too. It's gonna be really hard to survive out that. You all committed onto the coalescence though, which is good. But this is, I think that this is back at what I was telling you, Mikey, during this situation, is you need a hard commit more, because you only got 10% off of that, and you could have gotten more. So that's something small. You want to help your Anna. I don't know if Orange is going to communicate this. Let's see, Mikey. No, it was not communicated. If it was communicated, then people just didn't turn around them fast enough. Big res. You should be. This is a one fight for you. They don't have any May cooldowns, and I believe they used Wraith. Hold on, I'm gonna rewind and check to see if they use Wraith here. Good commits happening. Oh, so they just Reaper's down. That's on me. I didn't realize
I was about
that.
to
So
say.
yeah, I completely missed that somehow while I was talking. So no May cooldowns. That's easy win for you. Now you just have to kill them. That's simple. You're in dive. I don't think you don't even need ultimates here. You just have to go forward and kill them. Yeah. So that's unlucky. That's really unlucky. Honestly, so this is along the lines for you, Mikey. This is along the lines of is bombing for remech worth it? That's something that I'll let you decide. But something to keep in mind is you did have EMP bomb. So you just got demeched. It's as simple as that. They beat. It's a big EMP. Diva gets out of mech. Um, target focus is all over the place. So you have your Pharah. Your Pharah is on Elephant, shooting at Mei. Your who is that over there? Is that Moira? No, that's Baby Diva. So you have your Diva and your ball on Baby Diva right here. And then, yeah, you can see what I'm talking about, right?
This point got
Yeah.
frustrating because I kept getting told, or not even me getting told, but like there was no comms. It was just we need a target call, we need a target call, and I was getting really frustrated because back going along with what you said at the beginning of this map with being able to like actually get in and like pressure somebody is gonna be hard, and I was having that problem the entire time. And so I
Right.
couldn't. I was trying to find something, and when I did, I was just people were just yelling other things, and I was just getting pissed off because I don't like.
Yeah.
It really
So
frustrates me when
do
people just
you
yell to call a target. That's such a fucking annoying thing to say.
as a team have a composition color? Someone who in the middle of the fight will look at you, or in the middle of the game, look at you and go, "Okay, yeah, I think we should swap," or people ask to swap in the middle of the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And who would that be?
Mikey.
Okay. So, Phoenix, if you are noticing that you're having a hard time engaging onto them, and you realize that they're countering you, in this case, you guys might not have known yet. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is what that stuff is for. But that at that point in time, that's when you talk to Mikey and go, "Hey, I think we should swap our comp." It's back though. It's very similar to Busan Mecha Base though. You're taking really long fights for limited value, and in fact, you're hard committing ultimates for these fights, and you're not getting enough value out of them. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else want to comment before I continue on my long ass rambles? Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and press play and watch how they end up smoking you because they regrouped. Yep. So you guys just let them have a chance to regroup, which is really hard to not do anyway, because this is why this is considered new goats. I'd like to point out its ability to stabilize is really powerful, which is something that goats was known for. It wasn't ults. It wasn't the fact that they just had so much healing and health. It was you could back up and then you could walk back forward and you would be a team again. It was you can't kill this enemy team, which I guess is a lot of healing, a lot of health, but it's not the same reason. Because you can do that with Mei and Reaper of all people. So, you just can't give them an opportunity to do that. And if they're getting an opportunity to do that, then at that point it might already be lost. In this case, you took your second fight in the same composition that we knew it wasn't going to work with, and we know that now. And that's at that point it's going to be really hard to take this map back. So Ball's in a good position top right for an engagement. Diva's grouping up with them. You have Pharmacy. May's hacked down main. It doesn't look like this is called just yet. So here we went for a pile drive. You got out. Your Anna's in a good position. This Reaper just went on a flank. That's a worry. But it's gonna be really hard to engage unless you get value out of one of your primary cooldowns to actually enter in. So you need your Pharah to get a direct rocket. You need to get a hack. When your hit scan player was hacking that Mei, your goal was definitely to call that out as loud as they could. So Mei's right here, gets hacked. You just all go on him. Every single person. Pharah goes on him. Everyone goes on him. That Mei dies. Um, yeah, your key cooldown didn't get value. Your Sombra's going for a flank. You have Nano Barrage. They have Coalescence, Blizzard, and Death Blossom. So it's pretty safe to assume that you guys aren't going to be able to take this point back. Yeah.
I think it would have been winnable if I had called to get a hack on the Diva, because then I could have used my barrage when I had the Nano.
So that's back at it with fight planning. So right now, my understanding is your main support role is your fight planner and ult tracker. I think.
They're not
So-
our fight planner. Mikey
Okay.
plans.
Alrighty, so we'll get that worked on with you,
Yep.
Mikey. I can help you with that. So that's the part of fight planning is, you have a set 10 seconds before a fight if you need to. Well, you have a lot of time. You have people respawning. You have all this time where you could be talking about their ultimates, how you want to engage. If you have to do it in the middle of a time that your team is losing a fight, do it. You start going, okay, well they have this, this, and this, and this. You just die on point, lost fight. I'd like to point out, to me, it felt like in these two maps, no one called lost fight. Because the only time it felt like you guys were retreating was first fight on Busan Mecha Base. Otherwise, you would just constantly try to win, even if they had advantage. So,
Could we clarify something real fast, just so it's on the record?
Go for it.
Okay, so one big problem we have is that people will ask questions a lot while Mikey is trying to plan and do all these things, and then sometimes, a lot of the times, people will either disagree with a call, or they'll say, maybe this will be better though, and so it sets Mikey back because he'll call this plan, and then he has 2 or 3 people telling him this would be better, and he just goes, So like, it's not on Mikey, but I'm just saying, like, what are good, what are examples of questions you should be asking and questions you should not be asking when it's mid-fight planning?
Mid-fight planning, good questions to be asking. Can I get DM for Barrage? Can we save pull? Certain things related to cooldowns, especially. Can I get a flank off? That's actually a really good one. So things like Barrage, for example, is an easy example. Can I get a flank off? Can I engage into them from behind with my Barrage? Can we save DM? Things that and then another thing to ask is their ultimates. So you can ask related to, hey, how are we going to handle blank kind of thing. Or you don't want to actually counter call ultimates normally, in my opinion. That's the worst thing that you can do. I'd much rather see someone just kind of counter call a rotation, if that makes sense. So in my opinion, the best way it would go down is, let's say here, let's get an example. Right here is the beginning of Nepal. So this is a good map, a little view. So let's give an example. So purple is ultimates you guys have. You have Nano, you have Bomb, you have EMP. Okay? They, as a team, they have Blizzard, Sound Barrier, Coalescence. Simple things. So, Mikey, how would you plan out this fight?
Are you assuming that we have to retake, or we have control?
Yes.
Retake.
You want to retake.
Okay, I would do a combo of EMP bomb first, and then Nano if they don't all die.
Okay. Who would you put nano on? Is it a specific person or just anyone that's low?
Anyone that's low, just to keep the fight going, you know, like.
Okay, so it's just sustainability.
Yeah.
And then, so Lucia's going to be hiding for EMP, but Bomb will counteract that by itself. They have Pull Blizzard, and they have Coalescence against your pharmacy. So, at that point, you have to position your pharmacy into a good spot that they can take out Coalescence fast. So, right side. You want to call your engagement too. Ult fight planning, really good. But you have to call how you want to engage. And I don't know if that's a part of your lit job or if that's someone else. I think that it should be on the fight planner. But that's my personal preference. So you want to be engaging out of right doorway, right there. Easiest spot that you won't get Pull Blizzard right away. And you'll be able to get good line of sight on their positioning. And you'll be able to engage onto them with EMP Palm quickly because your Sombra can just go on a long flank and get an EMP off, and then you bomb them. It's easy.
Okay. So basically, you just use like high ground and flanks when they have Blizzard. Well, not flanks, but just high ground and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Especially if you're retaking, you can just outplay it with positioning. So Blizzard, you're playing a really spread comp. That shouldn't get a lot of value anyway. Another thing is the way you've been engaging has not been beneficial to Orange. So if you consider this entire map, it and how it like here, and just how it was beneficial to Orange. You're going through left side, so Orange has to play on Elephant, for example. Then next fight over, you guys engage. Orange is on Elephant again, which is fine. You guys are stabilizing. Orange has to play down main. Orange is actually gonna die right down main here. So positioning, honestly, Nepal Shrine's a really bad map for Ana. In an ideal world, you would swap the Ana out for a Moira because dive. But yeah, just something I wanted to point out was how it looked for Orange. So yeah, anything else before we continue forward?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I sometimes tell us to go Ana or to go Moira instead of Ana, but then like I feel like well, we had a coach in the past tell us that, oh, you shouldn't go Moira if you have ball because you know the Moira is not going to heal the ball, which is kind of dumb. But
well, Ball's not going to get healed by anyone. He's
right.
Ball.
I know where the megas
but
are. I'll get the megas.
yeah, exactly. But but then Orange doesn't go Moira because I think he's under that like.
So what's
your
And
job?
he doesn't want to play Moira.
Well, that's understandable, but that's also scrims are scrims. People didn't want to play Brig, but you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to play Risk.
So.
What's the question?
What?
Moira over Ana inside this.
It's not really a question. Like I understand Moira's probably
Moira over Ana inside of this comp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on this map, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just more of a fact that like Orange will disagree in that way. So I don't know. We'll have to like tell him, I guess.
Well, if all goes well, Orange will get to watch the VOD review, and he'll watch himself die because of how bad positioning is, not because of his positioning, but because how hard it is to position inside this composition as Ana, especially on maps that look like this, where it's like it's a really open and location that you can't get a lot of LOS on. The only location that I would say is safe for Ana to play on is top right. But it's clearly not, because look at their diva.
Yeah.
And Ana's a diveable character. They're not playing a dive composition. Orange had a good time stabilizing on Elephant for a while there, but it was also only half the map, and he wasn't able to get value out of his anti-nade. If you are going to play Ana in this, you have to get anti-nade off. Otherwise, Moira is just more valuable.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
That's mostly for Orange in like how many ever time until when they end up watching this VOD review that you're recording. So, yeah. We can skip over. This is Horizon. So you're playing Cyberdive, without a Genji, which is interesting. I don't know if I told you guys to do this or not, but in this situation, especially because it's 2 CP, I would definitely suggest the Genji because Nano Blade, win conditions. That's how you win this. Even if it takes 2 minutes to get those win conditions, that's how you're gonna win 2 CP. Because the rest of your win conditions will snowball you through the next point. So you want to win first point with as little as possible. So because you're playing Ball Dive on Horizon, your goal is going to have to be to get someone off of high ground and punish it. You have to get Tracer into position to be able to dive, whether that be top left or bottom right on staircase or space. So there's like a couple locations. I'll give a quick couple examples. There's Mega Pack Room, there's staircase, there's space, there's top right or top left. So those are locations that you can go to get into position for a dive. They're all really hard to get to compared to being able to walk up a wall. And then you have Sombra. You get a hack off. Sombra calls the target. Everyone jumps on that target. Target dies. Simple stuff. You're being contested right now, Phoenix, inside space, which the VOD doesn't currently show.
Is it okay? So, question: is it a good thing that I forced the Arista to come contest me? Because like nobody's pressuring that shield now. Because like they're like out of all people, like I've been keeping like paying attention to who comes to contest me in space because they see me come in, and I usually don't peek past the first door nowadays just because I'm afraid of who's going to be on the other side. But in this instance, it was the Arista. Is that good? Is like, and I called that out. I said Arista's contesting me, or Arista's in space. Is that like super bad on them for sending their Arista to go after me? Or is it
Yeah,
okay?
but in this case, it's also not. So look at their composition. They have Double Sniper, Diva, Zenyatta, and Batiste. So the only person really getting value out of Shield is Batiste and Orisa.
Okay.
And then who's getting value out of shooting at Shield? No one on your team.
Okay.
No one is shooting at Shield.
So like I said, ultimately it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. But generally, it would be smarter to send Diva out. It's just a better call.
Okay.
On their end on defense. So if you're in that situation, it's smarter to send Mikey out than you.
Okay.
But in this case, your Tracer's getting contested. I remember that Tracer actually ends up dying early here. Yeah. Looks like they committed, but no one else was in position to commit, which is unlucky. Especially since they did it without recall. I wasn't sure if they were trying to commit away or not because of the positioning of the VOD, but it's okay.
He had recall. He just didn't get it off.
No, he just recalled.
He
He
did.
used it, yeah.
He just recalled back while we were talking about Ball. So Sombra's gonna have to get a hack, preferably on Diva, so that you could dive Zen. Or preferably on Batiste. Batiste is a good target to dive. But it's honestly in this situation, I'd rather see you guys, especially since you don't have a Genji, play Monkey. Monkey's just easier to full commit on as a dive. And then you can also Nano Monkey, which is just valuable. So you kill Diva here. You do not. I thought you guys did. It's a big pile drive. I don't think that you're. So you guys kill all of them here. Hanzo is currently uncontested. Hanzo's dead. So that's first point. That's a clean dive. It honestly, it seems to me like it was more luck than not on their positioning and how they responded to you, rather than actually coordinating it. So your Sombra is clearly not in position to help you with this dive. Neither is your Tracer. It's just tanks committing. And then they back up. Mikey's not with you anymore. So now everyone fully commits after there's been a pile drive, which is okay. But this is not how it should have gone down if it was clean. Sombra got a hack off is definitely the way to do some to cyber dive. But it worked out, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. But it could have been better, and in a lot of situations, this would not have worked out. Another thing, 6. That's a 1v1 you want to be careful about. Hanzo v Sombra at that range. You won it this time. Better Hanzos will punish you. And then it's not going to be dead there. It's better to get help from your diva. So they swapped their Hanzo to a Genji, and then they swapped to full dive with a soldier. Now this is back at it again. Going to be really hard to engage on with your composition, not because you are playing a bad composition, more so because they're playing counter dive and you're playing ball, and you don't have win conditions. So your only solid win conditions here: EMP and bomb. Because if you look at your team, no real nanoable target other than like a low character. Mines are inconsistent. Pulse bomb is inconsistent. Sound barrier. So that's why I suggest Genji. I don't know if I called Genji or if I had told you guys to play Tracer Sombra. If so, that's on me. But yeah, once you have a comp sheet, that'll be figured out. So now you guys are looking for an engagement. If I remember correctly, you guys ended up engaging top left. I don't see your ball right now.
I'm in
I don't know. Okay, he's bottom right down there. So yeah, you're looking for an engagement top right. Diva gets hacked. Not everyone commits onto the same target there. You guys could have pressured Anna rather than point. Diva gets bomb off. No one gets caught. There's a Genji on your Lucio. Diva's 1. EMP catches Brigitte. Brigitte's gonna survive. Tracer shooting at Genji instead of Brigitte. I don't know if you guys are calling Brigitte or not right now, but that's something to consider. Brigitte should have died.
Yeah, I remember we were calling.
You have EMP and bomb, or you used EMP, but you have bomb. So you're gonna have to you're gonna have to nano your. Okay, so they swapped to Genji, so off of Cyber Dive. So now your job: get Tracer in position, communicate your dive again, engage.
I missed my pile drive, which sucks.
Tracer's not in position. Genji isn't in position. Diva, did you use boosters just now?
Well, I'm going up to the dive.
Okay, currently boostering. Pile drive misses. You're not gonna win this fight. Big ante from them. Your Tracer wasn't even, it just now got to the dive location. Big bomb, kind of. So to me, I'm gonna rewatch this one more time. and I'm gonna watch your health bar because I think that you use this just for remech, which is not a good idea on 2CP.
Hmm.
So you lose mech, or you're going to lose mech. Yeah. So you use this bomb for remech, and you got 2 people with it, which is big, but it would have been more valuable to hold on to it. And now you guys are in a corner, and you're gonna get killed by primal. Then you guys committed nano. So this is an effect of bad, or well, not bad, more like not fight planning. So it shows to me that you guys have an engagement plan, right? Because you're clearly all engaging onto the same targets, or at least trying to. But you guys aren't committing your ultimates in a fashion that lets me know that you have a plan. So you use nano, you use bomb, and you use pulse bomb, all in this fight in a strange fashion that shows to me that you guys weren't planning it out as like saving those ultimates or actually committing those ultimates on engagement.
I feel like there though, if we don't call to use them, like then
Right.
with like the individually we have to know like not to commit it when it's 4v4 on 2CP. Second point.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So honestly, definitely not what I would like to see out of using ultimates there, but that'll just take time. Pulse bomb, that's a different story because pulse bomb's pulse bomb, but you were down 3, so that's definitely not a good commit. You're swapping off of the Genji again back to Sombra. So if all goes well, then your Tracer will swap to Genji. They're swapping Doom. Okay, that's okay, I suppose. It's a nanoable target. You have Mines and you have Beat. So you have to play against either Nanoblade or Nano Visor. They have Rally, so you're not going to have a good dive in, especially with the ball situation. So, honestly, you're gonna try. It's gonna be the same thing. I don't know if you guys are tracking ultimates right now, but if you do know that they have either Nanovisor or Nanoblade, then you're gonna want to save Beat and not commit with it, and you're gonna try and get a good. Your only win condition is a good Mines, so you have to just make a brawl so that you can get ultimates, and this should be a complete and total neutral fight to pull out ults. That's my suggestion, at least. That's what I would do.
Should we commit one ult to, or should we just like?
No, there's no
Okay.
reason.
Well, okay.
So, what you can do, you just screw this. You guys don't actually have these. You're gonna hard engage. You're gonna make them use those ultimates, and if they don't use their ultimates, then it's a pure neutral fight anyway.
Yeah.
And you're still getting ult charge. And in a pure neutral fight, I'd like to point out, you will win this.
Okay. Yeah. That's.
So, yeah. Doomfist is getting in position. Unlucky. That seems more like a. So they committed Nanoblade. Good. You guys committed Mines though.
I was trying to minefield him while he was asleep, and then wake him up. So
Unlucky.
I could kill him with it. It didn't work. I think I switched monkey here.
Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe not. I don't remember. Maybe next one.
So Diva's won. It looks like everyone's hearing that. So yeah, that definitely got communicated. Monkey's won. Monkey has no leap. They're committing Visor. What happened to Beat?
We used it, but just then before you saw it.
Right
here.
As engagement?
You think so? Since they use Nanoblade.
No.
Yeah.
So what actually happened was
Oh.
Beat was used to keep Phoenix alive. That's what it looks like to me, at least.
Lucio's also
Honestly, I don't think it's very needed. So, Beat, I think the call would be to call for Beat to be used defensively. At this point, now that they've used Nanoblade, use it defensively against Visor, because you guys should definitely know that he has Visor. And so, you still just need to get ultimates up. EMP bomb is your team win condition. So Mikey, you have to play selfishly. Sticks, you have to play selfishly. You have to just grind ults. If you have to take the 10 seconds while they're all regrouping to go for ult charge on their diva, then do it. Kind of thing. Take time and get those ultimates. Monkey should be finished off here because he's 1. Monkey survives due to rally though. Oh, okay. Visor. Not getting any value just yet. Their Anna's popping off. This is a good farm, Sticks. Unlucky. Okay, so you have Nano, and you have Bomb, and you have Space. You almost have EMP. So your job, get EMP up, EMP Bomb.
I thought I went monkey here. Right here, I think is when it happens. I see the sunburn. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this.
Yeah, you swapped Monkey here.
Like, I swear I
So they have Nano Blade again, and you're not gonna have beat for it. You have to take out that early, so that EMP bomb has to be put on place of Genji. Genji is a primary target. They get it off, EMP'd it. Genji's running around in circles, gets no value. Good Nano Monkey. Anna can die. Anna should be your next target. Anna's dead. You guys are capping point. Monkey, nice. Or it's ball. So it took you a hot second. Technically, 48 seconds isn't terrible. So
I'm just gonna like the main reason we played ball more over monkey is because I'm good at ball, but like I see where like I'm missing a lot of value out of monkey on certain maps just because I just play
yeah,
ball.
I can see certain maps, a lot of good value out of ball. Ilios, for example, Ilios has a lot of value out of ball. Nepal has a lot of value out of ball. Hollywood, strangely enough, I've seen a lot of more value out of ball than any other hybrid map. But Horizon Lunar Colony, it's kind of dominant for the monkey meta there, just because of how the map is built with its high grounds. I would definitely suggest inside situations like this, hardcore playing a cyber dive with Genji and monkey.
Okay.
But playing to strengths is understandable. It's just in this situation, the swap would have, I think it would have been better sooner.
Yeah, and it's not even that my monkey is bad or anything. It's just I think in the list of my main tanks, ball is higher than monkey. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's just an afterthought. They're rushing points.
Wait, I have a
You
question.
guys,
Going off
so-
on the ball monkey thing. Sorry. What about like Numbani attack is ball or monkey better?
monkey.
Okay.
Yeah. Maps very similar to Horizon and Nimbani with very vertical. I think the word, yeah, it's vertical. Vertical high grounds that are like literally directly above you, and staircases are hard to get to. Those maps are just controlled by ball and monkey, or it's controlled by monkey over ball. That's why dive has always been meta on these two maps. Even though goats was a thing, dive was able to outplay goats on these maps because of how the map was built. It's also why King's Row, the way King's Row is built for like tight and pure brawl style, is why it's always going to be a Ryan Zarya map. Even with Bunker super powerful, Ryan Zarya will be able to beat it inside an even matchup. So yeah.
Okay. Hint, hint, Mikey. Hint, hint.
It's an even matchup. We can do whatever.
Even matchup with my mechanics on Ryan. Hyper thinking.
but with our practice on Orisa.
So you guys, in this case, Mikey's contesting point. Here, I'll go ahead and mark it down. So Mikey's contesting point. You still have Widowmaker and Hanzo here. I'm gonna rewind it just a teeny bit more and see how this plays out with your DPS. Okay, this is fine. You don't have Hanzo. You have Mei. That I thought Batiste was Hanzo for some reason. They're making a hard commit onto your team, and your Widow hasn't dropped yet. Looks like your Widow's focusing down on Anna. And then, yeah, target focus seems a little bit off. So we have Mikey on ball, and then we have Orisa shooting at Diva, and then it looks like your Batiste is shooting at the Genji. What I think Genji's about to take damage here. Genji has no deflect. You guys didn't end up dropping, which is good. And you guys got mech. You're gonna win this due to just being able to stabilize.
But we lose.
But we don't.
That is really unlucky. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna watch that again. So Genji gets an insanely good dash on your Mei and your Anna, and the anti-ball pile drives right at the same time, and it's not even coordinated. That's just really unlucky. So let's go back a moment. How do you guys think that you guys could have taken this fight better?
Well, I think that idealistically we would have just stayed on high ground here, but I
The
think
call was
that,
to drop,
yeah, the call was to
So-
drop, so we should have dropped.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So that's me, Orange.
I was
and
okay,
Vegas.
so I stressed out a little bit on this point on defense because Mikey went to drop and he said he needed help because he couldn't contest it alone, and nobody else really said anything. So I made the call to rotate to that little middle high ground spot, and then a few seconds went by and nothing was really happening. And I don't know what it was. I saw something, and at that point I made the call to drop because I didn't really know what was happening. I didn't know the situation that was going on on the high ground, and I didn't know how point was. So I just wanted to secure point, and so I went back and dropped. Was that a good call or not? Like, you can back up right here before the ball pile drive, and you'll see me drop by myself.
Honestly. So here, I'll rewind again while this fight continues on.
Right here.
So Mikey, I don't think Mikey needs a lot of help here.
Yeah, it was at the moment that the ball and the summer were on point, but then I think the ball just
okay.
left.
Yeah,
Like,
so Mikey's
after-
contesting point. Mikey's getting pocketed. No reason to worry too much about Mikey. Genji engages forward. This is where it goes all to hell. So Diva gets demeched. You guys kill Diva. Next thing you should do, immediately target that Genji. He's out of position. You have so many people here. Mikey's currently almost full health. So I wouldn't worry too much about calling for help in that case. I'm not sure if you did or not. Seems like you did. So Phoenix backs away. Honestly, in this case, Phoenix, this is not your job.
Okay.
You do not want to be the one to drop. The next person who would contest is either Mei or Batiste, because Immortality and Mei are they're just survivable characters.
Mm-hmm.
Orisa, you want to hold that high ground as long as you possibly can until you are hearing the call for a full commit to drop, or you're making the call based on what you see.
Okay.
In this case, you have so many people that are just 3v2ing that you can make this a 4v2 and still get plenty of value. Is that Sombra? Yeah, so there's a Sombra and then there's a Lucio on Mikey. Mikey should be able to handle that for a hot second, and then he can just ask for heals. And then Batiste is on him anyway, so this turns so your team is literally once again split directly in half.
It's always directly in half. It's always not. It's not always like 4-3 or 4-2. It's always just half.
And I don't think it's intentional that was half either. That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna watch that again. Not because you guys did something, but because look at this ball for a second. He just
power jumped the
Lands on the tire.
That's so unlucky.
that's really unfortunate. You guys should have died way sooner here. Anyway,
I've not. That's chance.
this is something that you guys this will be worked on definitely because it just takes working through communications, and clearly there are like uncertainties with your communications right now, but that'll change. Now that you have lost first point, your hit scan player should swap Reaper. It's the first thing I'm going to point out. Hit scan player swaps Reaper. This is perfectly fine. You're now playing Lucio. Sombra's already in position. They have EMP Nanoblade. No one's called this out.
No.
I remember because I said this after we all died to it. I was like, "Oh, hey, remember that?"
Well,
ultimate
we all
trick?
said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
just remember
it's
my-
very
myself.
clear. Your Lucio could have been in a better position to avoid getting hit. Because if they had known, you wanted to play way more split than this.
We grouped up very nicely for that.
Yeah, that was like a perfect little group up just in time for their EMP. Yeah, there's nothing you guys are going to be able to do against that. They just had the ultimates and they're just steamrolling with it. Inside the perfect scenario, the ideal you didn't even finish watching, but ideal situation, that's exactly what I'd like to see from you guys on attack. You don't use those ultimates during your attack, you get them first point and you steamroll. They're honest to God though. It seems to me like half of that was luck on their end because of the pile drive dash combo that was very clearly not intended based on the way it looked to me. But it was also because you guys split yourselves. And in that situation, there's no reason to give up high ground for your Batiste player and you Phoenix. No reason to give up high ground there. Mikey's got point. That's Mikey's job. Mikey can handle that. And then, is there more?
It was over, basically.
Then it's Zimbani. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't really look over. I just see like how we do on Nobody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, first point. Your first fight on Nambani was. We can talk over that real quick if it gives us a chance. If you give us a chance, and
I don't really
see how
show
much-
anything really, to be honest. I just kind of see what happens.
Gotcha. Yeah, first I could definitely talk about first fight Nambani and show you guys more about how your team splits directly in half. But in this case, it actually is like 1, 1, 2, and 1, 1.
0.
That's how your team looks. So here, I'll give a little bit of a map. So you've got your Hanzo, and I believe it's your Pharah right here. No, this is wrong team. It was your Hanzo and your Doomfist right here, and then you have your Ana and your Mercy's kind of flying around because Mercy does that, and then you have Phoenix right here, right next to this corner, and then you have Mikey. I specifically remember looking at this, and I'm sitting here going, why?
This is defense, right?
Yeah, this is your defense. So your Ana's in a good spot, and then Mikey's shooting at a diva, and then your Doomfist punches over, and you guys fight someone on high ground, but not everyone's on the same target because your Hanzo's shooting down main, and not even the same person that Phoenix is on. And so it's just no one's on the same target. Everyone's sort of splitting, and then it just falls apart. You kind of hold first fight, and then you lose it. So yeah, that is the good old VOD review.
Okay.